Good evening, everyone. Yogasth. I welcome you all on the 6th International Yoga Day, year 2020. This is a Q&A session organized by Yogasth Vidya Rishikesh. Since we all know, since ages, yoga is considered one of the best forms of exercise, a spiritually, culturally driven practice which involves various asana, pranayam, meditation, and a lot more. However, lately we have restricted it to a very few practices, like I have already mentioned, just the pranayam and asanas, which are very commonly associated with yoga. However, yoga comprises of 8 parts, also called as ang, which includes yam, niyam, asan, pranayam, pratyahar, dhyan, dharana, and samadhi. So, on today's auspicious day of International Yoga Day, we have a very special guest with us to talk about yoga and its benefits beyond asana and pranayama. He has an ample number of laurels in his bag. He is a postgraduate in yoga philosophy from Bihar School of Yoga, an MPhil in yoga. He's a certified life coach from Regression, Canada, and a propounder of Yogasth life coaching, which is the ultimate form of life coaching. He's a doctor of naturopathy from renowned institute, a Reiki grand healer for more than 2 decades of experience, and he has also initiated almost hundreds of students in Reiki. He is an expert and practitioner in tantric and other spiritual practices. He's a propounder of yogic and NLP, Kriya Kundalini Yoga, Shri Yogasth Vidya, Shri Sanjeevani Kriya Shakti, and many others. He has another bag full of other achievements as well as he's a founder of Yogasth Foundation Mohali, Shri Yogasth Vidyashala Rishikesh. Besides all of these achievements, he is also the most energetic, jovial, delightful, and a theatrical personality, and is popularly known as Urban Yogi. And we, as his students, respectfully and dearly call him Guruji. So I welcome Yogi BuddhaDeva, our very own Guruji, to please join us.
Yogasth Bhava.
Yes, Pava sir. So on behalf of
First of all,
everyone who has joined us, I welcome you and I thank you dearly for enlightening us for this Q&A session on yoga.
thank you, Anup. And I congratulate each and every individual on this planet Earth today. Not only Indians or my viewers or my students, but I congratulate each and every human being. As you know, yoga is very popular, and today is the 6th International Yoga Day. Yoga is nothing new, something that we know about, that we practice for health, for harmony, for fitness, etc. But yoga is the very culture of our Indians, of our yogis, our ancient saints, rishi, munis. It is our heritage. So we are just sharing our view with Anup today. And I would again turn to Anup that she would be asking, we would be discussing something. But before we start, I would just recite a verse from Bhagavad Gita. Tapasvibhyo dhiko yogi, jnanibhyo pimutodhika. Karmi Vishchadiko Yogi Tasmat Yogi Bhavarjuna. It's a clear statement and commandment from the Lord, from the highest, purest consciousness, that though become yogi, you become yogi. So let's start this discussion, and Anup will be taking charge, asking me something. I would like to share my views on that, please.
Thank you, sir. So, starting with the current scenario, the current modern life and its pressing demands and the challenges that we face every day, these have made quite mandatory for the humans to adopt a very busy lifestyle. And we all are well aware of the health risks that are posed by such fashions that we adopt today. So, yoga is seen as one of the exercises and the methods of physical activity these days. People call themselves yoga instructors just by knowing a few asanas or very tongue twisting names of asanas, right? But what I would like to ask you is, besides providing physical flexibility, how yoga can provide us mental flexibility to help us deal with the faulty ways of living these days.
Hmm. See, this is the misconception or the wrong notion about the yoga. And as far as the physical fitness, health, flexibility, and certain other benefits concerned with the body, concerned with your physical health are concerned, they are the byproduct of yoga. Essentially, yoga is to cultivate a kind of consciousness. It is a culture of the mind, if I say. Patanjali Yoga Sutra, in Patanjali Yoga Sutra, Patanjali clearly says Yogasya Chit Vritti Nirodha, means that yoga is to block the pattern of consciousness or the mind, the fluctuating mind. Nowhere it is said that yoga is diabetes nirodha, hypertension nirodha, or something like. In Bhagavad Gita also, the definition of yoga goes like yoga karmasu kaushlam. Yoga is to act with excellence, with perfection, with conscious awareness. Okay? So, but of course, the two great aspects of the yoga, that is asanas and pranayam, they are very popular and they have been glamorized. And at a tender age, we also got attracted to asanas and pranayam. We used to do so many asanas and all. But actually, this is not the main purpose of the yoga, number one. If we go to the side of Hatha Yoga, in that also there is a verse I would like to remind to my viewers as well. Kevalam Raj Yogae Hat Vidyopadishyate. Raj Yoga means the yoga of higher consciousness, the yoga of meditation, the yoga of being in a state of divinity, Yogasthita, as I say. And for that, the science of Hatha Yoga is pronounced. Hatha Yoga, which is generally taken for asana and pranayam, which is again a wrong notion. This again is a wrong notion. Hatha Yoga also means that you come into balance by purifying your nadis, your subtle currents of energy in the body. So this has to be understood very clearly, that yoga is not limited to physical fitness or just a body culture, but definitely yoga contributes to that also. The two great aspects of asanas and pranayam, they definitely take care of our body, they definitely take care of our physical culture, but yoga does not stop here and yoga does not start from here. The yoga start from yam and niyam. There is a different psychology of yoga. So I would say that it should be understood properly that yoga is a mental culture. Yoga is the culture of your consciousness. Yes.
So since we are already talking about the mental flexibility, coming to the
Please
mental
repeat.
illnesses, from my experience as a clinical psychologist and working very closely with the patients with mental disorders, and also reading about some previous studies that have been conducted on such patients of certain mental disorders, we have often heard that dhyan, meditation, certain yoga practices that are not recommended for certain mental illnesses. To name a few, bipolar disorder, psychotic episodes, and schizophrenia. Since it has been seen that the severity and frequency of such issues has been increased when a patient does these practices. What's your take on this?
Yeah. Yes, very right, Anu. Actually, this has to be understood that yoga is for a healthy person. Now, going against the current scenario or contrary to the popular belief that yoga gives you health, yoga provides you health, it keeps you healthy and all. But I would say, actually speaking, yoga is for a healthy person. And yoga start, if we go to the Patanjali way, the yoga start with yam and niyam, the
Mhm.
self-injunction, the self-observances, the
Mhm.
social codes, the personal codes. As you named some of the diseases and all, the people make mistake, and it is very popular also these days that you do meditation and you will get rid of your mental maladies or so many mental diseases. You named like bipolar, schizophrenia, other psychotic disorders and all. But we normally forget that yoga starts with the regulation of your mental fluctuation. It talks about shauch, that is cleanliness. It talks about santosha. It talks about swadhyaya. It talks about austerity, tapa. So one should understand that how to follow the path of yoga, and that a authentic guru or a teacher or a person, because these days you see every other person is a yoga guru.
Yes.
Every other person is a yoga guru, yoga teacher. You do a course in yoga for 100 hours and 200 hours and you are a yoga teacher. You may be a yoga instructor, or you may be called an asana instructor. It is better, asana instructor or pranayama instructor or something like. But
Right.
you are not a yoga guru. Yoga is a complete philosophy of life. Yoga itself is a psychology of the human life and human consciousness. And that has to be understood. So those who are suffering from some such diseases, which psychology has given some names, they must understand that they should not right away resort to the higher yogic or meditative practices. They must follow a path, they must follow a discipline. The very first sutra of yoga says, Ath Yoganushasanam, which I was talking about yesterday also. So you have to discipline yourself. You have to discipline your body. You have to discipline your senses. You have to discipline your, say, attractions, aversions, your likes, dislikes. And then you trade the path of higher yogic science. But
Mhm.
this is really a irony that I see today in society, that every other person is running for meditative practices, whether
Mhm.
it suits them or not. This is wrong. This has to be understood.
Thank you, sir. So, taking further the psychological aspects of yoga, I would like to ask you, what is the role of yoga in life coaching? Since life coaching is considered as a person centric and a more practical approach of counseling. So, how yoga is beneficial in life coaching?
See, the life coaching is a very popular, and of course, in the higher strata, higher echelons of society, fashionable as well. But truly speaking, it is really of much value than we today understand. Life coaching, as you said, is of course an advanced form of counseling or a practical side of counseling, I would say. You know what a coach does? The coach of cricket or football or any other game or sport. He does not give the tricks as such. He sees and observes the person, his talents, his creativity, his merits, and then he tells the sports person or the cricketer or the footballer to work upon them. He provides some tools, he provides some techniques by which, because the coach and counselor, there is a very thin line difference. Coach does not suggest. Counseling may be a little structured and based on some suggestions or collective experiences or the behavioral experiences of the masses, and then you counsel somebody. But the coach tells the person that you have these qualities, and this is up to you only, that you would cultivate your traits, you will refine your energy, you will come out afresh, you will go inside your deep psyche, and you will remove your doshas, that is the hurdles, obstacles, or weaknesses or shortcoming in you. So the life coaching and the yoga has a great role to play in this. That is why I run a course, Yogasth life coaching, because the modern life coaching, I have been to many life coaches, had myself trained myself into the modern techniques of the life coaching, but what I found that they were lacking somewhere. Yoga is a complete pragmatic and practical psychology of a human mind and personality. So whatever is missing in the life coaching, yoga definitely compensated. Yoga contributes to it. Yogic methods contribute to it. Yogic, say, practices, they contribute to it. And definitely a more, say, groomed personality, more, say, liberated personality, disciplined personality can be excavated in an ordinary person also. So yoga definitely has a role to play in life coaching.
Right, sir. Now, if I talk about another common way of doing things very in a very routine fashion, we youngsters and even adults of age beyond maybe 40s or so, we like to really get ourselves labeled as very cool and casual people who are very careless, who doesn't bother about, who doesn't give a damn about anything, who likes to be laze around, who likes to be fool around. But actually, again, as a psychologist, I would say we are actually procrastinating. We are
Ah,
putting things to further time. ओके आई डू इट टुमारो आई एम सो कूल मुझे कुछ नहीं होता ये सही है कुछ नहीं होता मैं नहीं करूंगा दैट कैजुअल अप्रोच probably we don't want to face our faults there, probably we do not want to get uh, ourselves changed, or we are basically resisting the change. So how do you think yoga can help us curtail this habit of procrastination?
see, a very good question, of course. And I am reminded of a verse in Patanjali Yoga Sutra. In the very first chapter, it talks about the 9 obstacles, 9 hurdles on the path of yoga. And one is this pramada, alasya, which you are talking about, procrastination, languor, dullness, by whatever name you call it. So who procrastinates? Just think about it. I strongly say any person, any person who has no definite and dynamic purpose in the life, he will be of procrastinating nature. I strongly say. Yoga is a science, as I just said, and I'm repeating it, to evolve your consciousness, to refine your mental energies, to discipline your mental fluctuation, to make you focus towards anything, towards your goal or your life or whatever. And there are many practices, many practices. You start with the niyama only, Shauch, Santosh, Tapswa, Dhyaya, Isha, Pranidhan. You first start, those people who are of this nature, who procrastinates, who think they are very cool, easygoing. They are not easygoing. One should be easygoing, no doubt about it. But at the same time, one should not take oneself so carelessly. You must have done our course self-coaching, in which we talk about the very self, your very I. How can you take yourself so carelessly? You are a chosen divine soul. How can you take yourself so loosely, so casually? After so many births or reincarnation, it is said in the scriptures, in the yogic scriptures, that we have got this human body, this human mind, this human instrument. How can we take it so loosely? How we can go this procrastinating way? We have to be very, and the yoga says, yoga karmasu kaushalam, and the very first karmas, they apply to your own human body and human life. How do you take yourself? So yoga gives clear indications and instructions that you go the Hatha Yogic way. That is the Shuddhi karma you do. That will definitely bring, say, alertness. It will just enhance your awareness. It will bring a freshness in you. All the, say, dirt or the maladies or poisonous, say, elements in your body, they will be washed away, and you will definitely come out very alert and fresh and all. So not only Hatha Yoga, then there are meditative practices, then there are dharana practices, there are pratyahara practices which make you so alert and conscious about yourself. So this must be cultivated, and since very beginning, in the youngsters, it is because of the culture prevailing in the society. It is because of the social, say, paradigm these days that we see all around us. That Facebook, WhatsApp. I'm not against them. I also use sometimes Facebook, WhatsApp, and all. And technically, they help us also. But they have somewhere taken our soul. Our soul is missing. We have to make the youngsters aware of that you are a chosen divine soul. You cannot take yourself so carelessly. And the yoga has something to say about it. Yoga has many things to say about it. Yoga has contributed to the cultivation of the consciousness and all. So they must definitely come and choose the path of yoga. They must go to some ashram. They must go to some school. They must go to some good and authentic yoga teacher, learn Surya Namaskar, do Hatha Yoga and all. And definitely their habit of procrastinating and delaying the things will go away in few days and all.
Right. Sir, I thank you so much for clarifying some of the misconceptions about yoga. Now, I request all the viewers that we are open for the queries as well. If you have any queries, you can write them in the comments. And I hand over the entire stage to Guruji now. He can, and I request you to enlighten us some more about yoga, about meditation. Kindly enlighten us, sir.
Okay. If there are some, we will definitely go. We will take up some questions or queries if some people have. They can. If there is any, you can read out for me.
I guess everybody is thanking you enough for this session.
Thank
So
you all.
would you like to add some more information besides the questions we
See,
have discussed?
I would say on this auspicious day that make the take a sankalpa. Actually, sankalpa is not an ordinary intention or something. It is a willing. It is a kind of effort inside in your mind that a yogic life or the yoga way of life is the best way of life. Whatever you do, whatever you aspire for, whatever your goals may be, whatever your desires, whatever your wishes, likes, and all, you just go to achieve your goals or you just follow the path of materializing the things and all, but go yogic way. This has to be understood. Yoga does not make you sannyasi as the people understand. Yoga make you a full blown personality. It disciplines your mind, it disciplines your behavior, it gives you focus, it gives you concentration, it gives you the tools, it empowers you to live in society with dignity, with self esteem, with courage, freedom, liberation, and definitely you come to understand the higher values and you also come to understand what is your real or inherent purpose that you have come here on this planet Earth.
Right.
So, yoga is the culture, yoga is make the yoga your habit, just bring it in your daily life, follow the path of eternal yoga, try to stay Yogasth. We run so many courses based on the yogic philosophy and science of the yoga. Yeah, those who wish to come to them, they can join, they can get benefited, they can bring out some transformation, some potentials, some hidden skills in them. So yoga is definitely a science that everybody should go for. So I would appeal everybody on this day that adopt yoga in your daily life and follow the path of yoga, be yogi, and spread the yogic awareness all around. That's it.
Thank you, sir. So we have a few questions. Neetu Rani, she wants to know the right age for kids to start yoga, and should they be doing only the asanas?
Yeah, actually, what this person, Neetu, is asking, she's also asking that at what age the physical yogic practices must be adopted, if I am understanding it the right way.
Yeah,
So
specifically
definitely
for
I
the
would,
kids. Yeah.
kids, of course.
Yes.
So I would suggest that after the age of 8 or 7, one can go for the yogic practices as such. As
Mhm.
because by the age of 8 or something, our limbs are not properly and naturally developed, number one. And the pineal glands starts retrograding at the age of 8 only. So 8 is considered to be the after 7, I mean, after the age of 7, when one enters into the age, 8th year or 9th year, it would be the right and auspicious time for one to get initiated into yogic practices.
Okay, so there's another question from Aman Chahal. She wants to know how should we make yoga a regular part and routine of our life? How to stop procrastinating on this?
How to? Actually, Aman, you have to start somewhere. I would suggest a very simple practice that those there are many people, those who are say late riser and they don't get out of the bed until it is the alarming time that you have to go to a office or school or something. So you better sleep, but bring a little change. You start from there. Actually, yoga is not limited to the mat, yoga mat only. The actual yoga tenets or the principles are of the mat, which I call the eternal yoga. Yoga is in each and every breath of you. So once you put the alarm at 5 o'clock, you sit and sleep. I'm not asking you to sit and meditate, but you sleep while sitting. You take one step. Okay, the very next day or after a few days, you don't sit and sleep. You stand and stretch your body. Just a few asana, Tiryak Tadasana, Tadasana. After a week or so, just do only 2 rounds of Surya Namaskar. And gradually, Santosha, this is why it is said, Setu Dirghikale Nirantar Satkara Sevito Darbhumi. For a long time, gradually take small steps, okay? Take tea and then go for Surya Namaskar. Make a habit gradually. Take it as a discipline or something very important in your life. Consider the importance and significance of it, and then you will definitely come out of the procrastination habit and all.
Right, sir. So, Aman, I guess this answers your question, and you can get over your procrastinating habit now. So, sir, a few lines to sum up our today's tagline, that is yoga as an art and a science. Summarizing lines.
Yoga is an art and a science. Just take a look at your own life. Isn't your life is an art? Is something is not buzzing inside you? Are you not creative at some point of the time or other? Don't you feel like dancing, smiling, singing sometime? We all. Because as a soul, we possess all the qualities of wisdom, creativity, freedom, love, expression, and everything. Yoga itself is a lifestyle. So if you take yoga as a lifestyle, you, by virtue of being in this lifestyle, you go in an artistic way. You shape your mind, your body, your life, your behavior, your habits, your instincts, your propensities, your lives in an artistic way. And then when we talk about the science, this very body is so scientific, so well designed, not even an inch or a centimeter is just made disorientedly. It's so much oriented.
Hmm.
So it is a science in the sense that whatever practices, whether physical practices or asanas or pranayama, or the mental practices or the consciousness practices of dharana or meditation, they bring about certain specified changes in your personality. And in this way, it is scientific. If you meditate, you feel calmer. If you do pranayama, you feel oxygenated. Your nerve currents are charged. You're full of prana shakti. So whatever practices you adopt or you do in yoga, they have their corresponding results. And it is a science. So it is an art as well as a science, no doubt about it.
Right, sir. So there's a very interesting question actually asked by Abhimantra Jyotish. Although we are very short with the time, but and this question, I guess the answer to this question can make a whole new session, but I just want to mention it. Can we find God by yoga?
Can we find God by yoga?
Yes. Abhimantra is asking
Okay,
that.
okay. Actually, this will definitely lengthen the time and lengthen the discussion. But to cut it short, In the question of Mr. Abhimantra, I would ask another question. Is there anything like God? What notion or what imagination or what concept we have about God? God is a delightful energy. Once you go through a yogic path, it is said that if you find your own soul, you find the God. The God resides in you. And as you follow the yogic tenets, as you follow the yogic practices, as you go deep into the philosophy of the yoga, you come to a point where you realize the God inside you. And once you realize it, you find it. No doubt about it. If there is a God in our imagination sitting on the seventh floor of the sky with a long beard, moustache, and having some 10 hands and all, I don't know about that God, but I know about a God living inside me, living inside each and every individual. And if you keep your focus on it, on your soul, on your Atman, because it is said, Aham Brahmasmi, Tattvamasi, you know, मैं ही वो हूँ, मैं ही ब्रह्म हूँ, I am the same God, I am the same Brahman. So yog, by yogic practices, by following the path of yoga, you realizes yourself, and yourself is nothing but God only. So my answer is yes.
So, Abhimantra, I hope you are satisfied with the answer. And to sum up today's session, I would like to pay my gratitude to each one of the viewers and to Guruji to join us and answer our questions, our queries, our doubts. And I request everyone to please visit our website, that is Yogasth Vidya Rishikesh. I think there's some problem with the internet here. So, to conclude, a brief meditative exercise that is mandatory for any of our sessions.
Okay, okay. I would go to, because you know, as you started with the session, and we talked about the physical fitness, physical culture, and the most talked about practices of the asanas. There is a definition of asana in yoga, sthiram sukham asanam. So I would ask and like my viewers to sit with steadiness and in a comfortable posture. Raise your right hand. All of the viewers, raise your right hand. All of the viewers, I would ask, raise your right hand. This is another form of yoga. Sit straight and comfortable. And close your eyes. Please close your eyes. I may not be closing because I'm talking to you. I'm instructing to you. And take your whole awareness to your right hand now. And ask yourself, does this right hand belong to you? Make a self-inquiry. Does this right hand of you, your body, belong to you? Then touch your head, top of your head, with the same hand, with the same right hand. Touch top of your head. Feel the temperature, hot or cold or temperate. And make an inquiry. What is vibrating? What is moving inside? And then bring this hand again to your thigh, to your knee, and ask yourself, who experienced these two experiences? Who came to know about the hand, its pressure, its heaviness, just within few seconds? Who came to know about the temperature of your head, top of your head? Who is this? Who is listening? Who is thinking inside you? Your brain, your mind, your ears, and who is perceiving and interpreting this information? This self-inquiry, this inquiry into the various aspects of the situation is the yogic inquiry. Who is willing inside you? Who is making plans? Who expects? Who likes? Who dislikes? What are your propensities and sanskaras? Am I this human body, this hand, leg, face, neck, chest? Or I am the knower or the owner? I, Yogi BuddhaDeva, leave you with all these questions to ponder over, to think about who you are, man, who you are. And if you want to find these answers, if you want to discipline your mind and your brain, your nervous system, your body, you want to go deep inside your consciousness, then the yoga is for you. This is the conscious meditation. Thank you very much for listening. Thank you very much for sharing. And thank you very much for being here on this auspicious day. I again show my gratitude, my thanks, and congratulate each and everybody. Tasmat Yogi Bhavarjuna Yogasth.
Thank you, sir. And we are really looking forward to have such more sessions in the future with you. Thank you so much. Yoga.
Thank you. Yogasth.
And I thank everyone to join us on this auspicious day for this discussion session. Thank you, each one of you. Have a nice day. Thank you.